Hey, Blair Packham here from SongStudio. Don't forget to like this video, share it with songwriter friends or people you think might be interested, or subscribe. Check out songstudio.ca for more information.
Here's another peek at what we did at SongStudio Online last August. Hope you enjoy.
You described yourself as a part-time publisher, though, and I'm curious how active you are. Getting sync placements in film and TV soundtracks would certainly be one area, but do you also perform other aspects of a co-publisher?
Yeah, I mean, it's things like in Nashville, taking meetings with Cobalt or someone like that, trying to, I won't mention the specific artist because I don't know if they want to be mentioned, but I have publishing on an artist that I work with for many, many years, and she had written a bunch of songs with God, I'm going to forget the names now. Terrible with names lately for some reason. Both Nashville writers, big writers, Trevor Rosen,
okay,
who is also in Old Dominion, the band Old Dominion.
Oh, okay.
And Josh, God, terrible. I can't remember these guys' names.
Oh, you're doing pretty good so far.
Anyway, Josh, whatever his last name is.
Okay.
And she wrote a bunch with them in 2007, 2008. And then they went on to have if you Google the top 10, top 5 Nashville writers, both their names will be in there. So obviously, now trying to get those songs covered by somebody else, where it makes sense, and, it's hard to push unknown artists and writers to big publishers because they're like, yeah, whatever, right? We've got a bunch of our own unknown people. Why would we want to work with yours,
Right.
But the sync thing has changed fairly dramatically over the last 5 years. It was always tough, it was always very relationship driven. I feel it's so relationship driven now. I'm not even sure it's a business anymore, quite frankly, it's considered a business in my mind. Music supervisors tend to really lean close to stuff that they are close to.
Yeah.
And in some cases, I'm not suggesting that any of our common friends in music supervision are doing this, but, I do know it's fairly common in America there's a kind of a payola system, for getting your songs either listened to and or placed in film and TV. Probably not with like the Disneys and places like that, but the smaller music supervisors are fluffing up their income with taking a piece of the pie. And of course, there's always been those guys who are like, I'm sure you've run into this. I even being like a seasoned music guy, I still got sucked into this the first few times. All right, so we're going to place your song in this movie, but we need to do a co-pub on the sync, not on anything else. So it's like, okay, how does this work? And basically they rename the song when they submit it to SOCAN or ASCAP or whatever, and they're only getting publishing on the usage that they got the song placed in. So if you have a massive hit, they're never going to share in that publishing of the original version.
But they will share in it for that one use.
For that use.
Yeah. And
that was pretty prevalent in 2007 to 2012. I think a lot of those guys got wrapped on the hands for that and kind of backfired.
Yeah.
And I think even I'm not sure what SOCAN's doing about that now, but I feel like they also they discourage it for sure. That much I know.
Yeah. Well, in Canada, there is the moral right of authorship. That's part of the umbrella of copyright. It's one of the rights under the umbrella of copyright.
This is the music business, Blair. There's no morals in the music business.
I know. But the moral right of authorship, though, states that if you write it, you get to claim it as yours, and you can't sell it. I can't say, "Hey, Brian, I wrote this song, and I'm down on my luck, so you offer me $50 and a bottle of bourbon," and I go, "Okay, now it's your song." In theory, that's supposed to be how it works. But of course, there are people who were never in the room who are given pieces of the writing of a song.
100%.
And in my opinion, as a songwriter, that should never happen, but it happens all the time.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
and in a way, somebody's trying to get a break in a confusing world. I can sort of understand why, if some music supervisor said that, I can understand why. I don't know that I would walk away in a huff. You know,
I mean, I haven't done it in a long time, but I got to be honest, with how tough it's got to get placements now, how hard it's gotten to reach these people. We used to do pretty good business of sync, back in the day. And, we've even built 2 websites over the years that, have all of our stuff up, and, one's defunct now, but we still have one, and it's not fully updated because it's fairly expensive to maintain. But I just find, I don't know if it's that our music is different than what people are looking for, or we're just not really on the forefront of the list of, and, now in sync, I mean, maybe less in TV shows and film, but in commercials. I mean, for the last 2 or 3 years, it's been a woman playing a ukulele and singing is on every commercial. So
yeah.
We don't have any of those. So, we're not getting any of those placements.
Right. Usually with a wispy voice, and sometimes doing a well-known song.
Yep.
But in a wispy version. So yeah. That can be frustrating. Yeah, the ukulele thing, man. Very delightful to everybody else, I'm sure, but to me.
No, not a fan.
Not a fan. Yeah, exactly. I don't mind ukuleles themselves. It's just that it sort of took over the commercial music thing, and then
I think I get to, as not really a good player myself of anything. It's like, it seems like it's the easiest thing to learn.
Yes, yeah, to learn 3 chords and so forth. Yeah. Back when you were at Universal, actually even before that, did you work at Universal before when it was MCA? I think
Yes.
you did, didn't you? Yeah, right. So yeah, back in those days, I remember my experience with sync was indie artists had a huge advantage over artists signed to a major label or a publisher, and as a result, there was a lot of indie music that you would hear in film and TV soundtracks, and I was one of the beneficiaries of that. With songs in Dawson's Creek and in commercials and so forth. And at one point, this is after the Jitters had broken up, but it was in the 90s, so it was probably like 5 years after the Jitters broke up. I got a call from an ad agency in Alberta, working with Alberta Telecom, and they wanted to use a Jitters song for their campaign. And I said, well, I can sign off on the song, but the master's owned by Capitol Records, EMI. And they said, okay, well, we'll call you back. They called back a few days later, and they said that EMI had said that it was too much trouble for the master use was 10,000, and the song was 10,000 because they're usually the same. They're usually
they have to be. There's a name for that. I can't remember what it's called.
Most favored nations. Yeah. And so my band would have received $10,000. Now, this is a defunct band at this point, still friends, and I know that everyone in the band there were 4 writers on it, everyone could have used the $2,500 each, And but the label, it was too much trouble.
I hope you re-recorded it.
No, they wanted the master. I suggested that. The label, though, I called the business affairs department, and I can't remember who I spoke with there, but it's probably somebody at EMI at the time, and I said, what the hell?
Yeah.
And they said, it's too much trouble. It's, just for this kind of use. We've got a lot of things going on. And I said, you have a business affairs department that all you have to do is say yes and sign, and it'll make a difference in our lives. And all you have to do is sign. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to supply the master. I'll supply the master. You don't have to do anything else. And they were like, it's too much trouble. Of course, that whole attitude has shifted, and now now we have major labels and major publishers completely willing to play ball with music supervisors.
They're still on the high end, though, right? They still quote high.
Yeah, they do quote high. That's true. Yeah, because folks, participants, because when you get a song placed in film and TV, it's all negotiable. There's no statutory rate. There's no pre-agreed on price. A song by Brian Hetherman, he could get $10,000 for both sides, the master and the publishing, and I might get $1 for my song, and it's just the negotiation that goes on. And I've done licensing deals, by the way, for $1. I've
Yeah.
done them, because better to have your stuff out there than not.
100%.
Thanks for taking a glimpse with us inside the Song Studio workshop from last August. Stay tuned for more.